What's up, YouTube? This is MathWiz97, and welcome to episode number 11 of my WWE 2K16 Universe Mode. We are here with another edition of Monday Night Raw, and we're kicking the episode off. Kane and the Big Show teaming up to take on Edge and Christian. As well as that, we saw the team of Damien Sandow and Curtis Axel pick up a victory over Awesome Truth. And the moment you've all been waiting for, the long-awaited debut of Eva Marie taking on the Divas Champion Paige. As well as that, Zack Ryder scoring a win over Fandango, Sami Zayn picking up a win over Heath Slater. And in the main event, actually there was a last-minute change to this main event, as it was supposed to be Seth Rollins and Rusev teaming up to take on the team of the United States Champion Cesaro and Dean Ambrose. However, after his performance last week, Rusev feels as though he has earned a World Heavyweight Championship opportunity, and, rightfully so. He beat the champion. All things would say that Rusev deserves the title shot. However, Paul Heyman, the Raw General Manager, has refused to give Rusev that title shot, and Rusev, he's protesting. He refuses to compete here tonight, and he, honestly, who can blame Rusev? He beat the world champion. He made Dolph Ziggler tap out last week in the main event of Monday Night Raw. But Paul Heyman, the match was already made, set in place, Ryback versus Dolph Ziggler. And Paul Heyman, he just sees that, Rusev, it's a little too late. He's just going to have to wait his turn. And Rusev, he doesn't want to play that game. He doesn't see it that way. He thinks he should be getting a title shot this very instant, perhaps even tonight on Raw. But since that is not the case, Rusev, he's boycotting Monday Night Raw. He's refusing to compete here tonight until he gets that world title shot. So unfortunately for Seth Rollins, he is going to be, well, yet again, in a handicap match. It looks like he's going to be on his own to face off against Cesaro and Dean Ambrose. And, that's unfortunate, but who really can blame Rusev? I mean, he won the match fair and square. Even if Ziggler is injured, he won the match fair and square. It was Ziggler's decision to go out and compete. Really, Rusev, he honestly deserves a world title opportunity. Unfortunately for him, it's just too little too late. He's gonna have to wait in line. I'd have to say, heading into Night of Champions, Rusev is definitely a potential challenger for that world title, but he's just going to have to be a little more patient, and as we've seen here tonight, Rusev, patience definitely is not a characteristic he has in spades. But we're starting off this episode of Raw tonight with a tag team match. It is Kane and Big Show teaming up to take on Edge and Christian. But we're talking about also, while we have Cesaro on the mind, we realized last episode that Cesaro made the announcement he was going to be, or at least it was made official, Cesaro, since he's not having his United States Championship Open Challenge tonight, Paul Heyman, he has decided, you know what, Cesaro, he's going to have the Open Challenge at SummerSlam. I want my champion well rested. We're going to let him compete in this tag team matchup tonight, and we're gonna save that Open Challenge for SummerSlam. And Cesaro, I don't know if that's necessarily what Cesaro wants to do. I'm sure if he had his way, he would be out here issuing an Open Challenge tonight, as well as SummerSlam. But Paul Heyman, he's the Raw General Manager, and honestly, that's a good call. You got to protect your assets, and, you want to show SmackDown, you want to give them the best you've got. And with SummerSlam being the biggest party of the summer, one of the biggest events of the year, and for Cesaro to make such an announcement, Paul Heyman, honestly, I can't really blame him for not allowing the Open Challenge to take place here tonight. Cesaro, you got to protect him for SummerSlam. What if Cesaro were to sustain an injury tonight, leaving him unable to compete at SummerSlam? That would be a big blow for Monday Night Raw. So, yeah, I gotta say that's a fair call by Paul Heyman. I agree with him 100% in that decision. Although, I can understand also, it's a bit disappointing that we're not going to have the Open Challenge tonight. But I'd have to say from a business standpoint, Paul Heyman making the right call. However, Cesaro, he not only did he issue that, but he laid down the challenge to Titus O'Neil. He told Titus, hey, basically, you think you're the better champion. why don't you issue an open challenge at SummerSlam? Put your Intercontinental title on the line in an open challenge match, if you really think you're a better champion than I am. And, well, you heard it here first. The announcement is official. Titus O'Neil will, in fact, be issuing an Intercontinental Championship Open Challenge at SummerSlam. So not one, but 2 Championship Open Challenges set to take place at SummerSlam. That's a big blockbuster announcement. That is huge, game-changing for SummerSlam. I hope you're all pumped for SummerSlam, because we've got one heck of a match card. And now, just to add these 2 open challenges into the mix. I mean, honestly, what can you really expect from SummerSlam? Unpredictability, that's what. You know, it might be a paradox, but you should really be prepared to expect the unexpected, because we don't even know who's going to be challenging for those 2 titles. It's really, I gotta say, I don't think I've ever been more excited for Universe Mode for an event than I have been for this SummerSlam pay-per-view. Honestly, I think it could be one of the biggest, one of the best events in Universe Mode to date. But, well, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. SummerSlam is still 6 days away. We have time to kill before then, as we'll focus back in. We'll rein this... Whoa! Look at that. Kane attempting a dropkick. Well, Christian's having none of that. It's not typically a move we see Kane try to pull off, but, you know, you got to pull out all the stops when you're going up against a team like Christian and Edge. As we got to rein this back in, though, to focus more on the match at hand. As we see now Kane looking to choke Christian out here, looking to make him pass out with a submission hold. Almost just clawing at the face of Christian, as Christian's trapped center of the ring, unable to get to the ropes, but he refuses to tap out. Kane, though, looking to make him pass out, hooks the leg, but Christian kicks out of that pinfall attempt. As now Edge and Big Show getting into a bit of a scuffle here, as Edge bouncing off the ropes. Big Show tossing Edge out over the top rope. Big drop kick there from Christian, taking down the big red machine, Kane. And Christian right now picking Kane up to his feet. Delivers a kick to the gut. Oh, what an uppercut right there by Captain Charisma. And honestly, Christian, you know, talking about the world champion Dolph Ziggler and, you know, the type of position he's in right now, Edge and Christian, they've got to be, you know, chomping at the bit for this match at SummerSlam. You know, Ziggler versus Ryback. And the fact that Ziggler, he's on the ropes. He really is in a bad way. Christian and Edge have got to be, you know, I'm sure they just can't wait to see Dolph Ziggler lose that World Heavyweight Championship. But I don't think they even care at this point who beats Ziggler, because Edge and Christian, they're out of opportunities. You know, they're not going to get another world title shot until Ziggler loses that belt. But right now, they got to focus on this match at hand. They might not even make it out of tonight, because Kane has Christian by the throat. A choke slam from hell. And that could very well be it. Christian may have just been sent to hell by that choke slam. I don't know if there's any coming back from that. And now the Big Show tagged into the match. You saw Kane not going for the cover. You know, tagging in the Big Show just to inflict some more damage onto Christian before finishing him off. And that's what we've seen, you know, the past couple of weeks. These two teams have been going back and forth. Big Show now dropping the leg across the sternum of Christian. And after that chokeslam, that could be the nail in the coffin. 1, 2, 3. There it is, folks. Big Show and Kane pick up a big-time tag team victory over the former World Heavyweight Champion Christian and Edge. As Kane and Big Show, you know, as a tag team, it appears as though they're starting to get into good form as well. Perhaps looking to line themselves up for a potential tag team title shot in the near future. I mean, getting a win over the former world champion Christian and Edge, I mean, how you can't make much of a bigger statement than that. I mean, these are two superstars who are at the top of Monday Night Raw's food chain. But oh, wait a minute, hold on, hold the phones, cut the press, everything, just stop. Ladies and gentlemen, you are witnessing history in the making right now. The moment you have all been waiting for, the debut of all debuts. This is Eva Marie. All red everything. Universe Mode is about to take a step in a whole new direction. And this universe mode is about to become all about Eva Marie. That is right, folks. I know you've all been waiting, just eagerly anticipating the debut of such a talented young prospect. You know, Eva Marie, not from NXT, not from the typical, you know, developmental system. No, she was so good that she just completely skipped. She bypassed NXT. Paige, our Divas champion, here tonight, she's got a huge task ahead of her. I don't know if Paige is going to be up to the challenge of such a dominant force as Eva Marie. Paige, you know, she might not even need to go to SummerSlam. She might as well just give up that Divas Championship right now, because Eva Marie, she's about to mop the floor with Paige. I don't know. I think I'd be a little scared if I was Paige. Eva Marie, just see, look how intimidating Eva Marie is, just standing there at ringside. Just look at the face. Eva Marie, that is the face of intensity right there. That is the face of domination. Eva Marie, she is about to be the next big thing here in Universe Mode. And heck, if I'm even the male superstars on the roster, heck, Dolph Ziggler, you better watch out, because Eva Marie, she is gunning for every title in Universe Mode. And honestly, I think Eva Marie could be one of the biggest superstars, just the biggest names we could ever see here in Universe Mode. And look at this, bringing the fight to Paige right off the bat, as she, you know, just striking Paige in the face, not showing any fear. Oh, but right now she is on the ropes here a little bit, but I'm sure it's only a matter of time before Eva Marie turns things around, as Paige up on the second rope with that tornado DDT, as Eva Marie is planted face first into the mat. A bit of a slow start from Eva Marie, but I'm sure she'll start picking things up sooner or later. It's only a matter of time until Paige meets her end at the hands of Eva Marie. As Paige now whips Marie off the ropes, but I'm sure this is all a part of Eva Marie's plan. You know, I'm sure she's got a master plan in mind here tonight. She's just lulling Paige into a false sense of security before she strikes, just like a snake. You know, Paige is going to be in a world of trouble once Eva Marie just sinks her teeth into her. Right now, you know, this is all an act by Eva Marie. Paige, you know, she thinks she's got the upper hand, but boy, she cannot be more wrong. As she drives that boot into the chin of Eva Marie, dropping her down now into that bottom turnbuckle. And now, look at Paige, just driving the boot square into the face of Eva Marie. Perhaps the greatest diva we will ever see compete in the history of Universe Mode. As, oh, there's a big knee right to the gut of Eva Marie. As Paige, she's doing a good job so far of holding off Eva Marie. But, you know, honestly, that isn't going to last too much longer. I think Eva Marie, just give it a few more seconds and Eva Marie she's gonna bounce back. As Paige now with a Paige turner. And things aren't looking too good for Eva Marie, but that's just what she wants you to think. As Paige now. Oh, what is this? That's certainly something we haven't seen from Paige before. That's not the Rampage. Look at this. Oh, what a devastating submission move is this! A Scorpion crosslock locked in by Paige. Oh, but that's not even enough to put away Eva Marie. As Eva Marie submits. Well, I'm sure this is all a part of Eva's brilliant plan. You know, just tonight, I mean, wow, Eva, what humility, what respect being shown to our Divas champion tonight. Eva Marie just giving up tonight, just tapping out to this devastating Scorpion crosslock. I mean, Eva, the fact that she would go out there tonight and lose her debut in order to make our Divas champion Paige look just that much stronger heading into her title defense this Sunday at SummerSlam. I mean, wow, Eva Marie, what a class act. I think that deserves a round of applause, guys. And anyone, you know, ladies and gentlemen, whoever's watching this video, just stand up and give Eva Marie a huge round of applause for that. I mean, wow. Talk about selflessness. Talk about the true heart of a warrior, a true champion. But speaking of true champions, we're going to move on now to the main event of Monday Night Raw, where one of the greatest champions currently on the roster, Cesaro, is going to be in action. And Seth Rollins, wow. This isn't even fair at this point. I mean, honestly, I'm starting to sympathize with Seth Rollins a little bit. But okay, I just remembered Money in the Bank. I just remembered everything that Seth Rollins has done. And honestly, forget being sympathetic. Seth Rollins deserves every beating he has gotten over the past several weeks. And he deserves everything that is headed his way at SummerSlam. Not only does he gonna have to deal with Shane McMahon and the wrath of the McMahon family, but he's got, you know, he dug his own grave, and, you know, now it's time that he sleeps in it. Dean Ambrose is going to bury Seth Rollins alive at SummerSlam, and I can't wait to see it. Seth Rollins, he deserves everything, you know, every single punch, every move that is inflicted against him. Seth Rollins deserves it 100 times over. He deserves this handicap match tonight, and honestly, Rusev, if I was Rusev, I wouldn't want to team up with a guy like Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins would sooner stab Rusev in the back in order to escape this matchup tonight than you know, work together with Rusev for the sake of a common goal, for the sake of winning the match. Seth Rollins, he just wants to survive tonight and move on to SummerSlam, and if he can survive SummerSlam, I mean, then truly Seth Rollins is a master at... Wow, I don't even know what to say. Seth Rollins, you know, he's got me just so frustrated with his actions. I'm just so fed up with Seth Rollins and this whole I take what I want attitude because I'm the best. I'm just so fed up with Seth Rollins that I can't even formulate proper thoughts into words. But now we're going to move on as here's the man. Here's a man I can respect. Here's a man that I want to see get his vengeance at SummerSlam. This is Dean Ambrose. And think of this whole perspective from Dean Ambrose's point of view. The whole situation, Dean Ambrose, a member of the Shield, and true, in the beginning of the Shield, Dean Ambrose, he was a former WWE champion. He did push himself to the top. But honestly, as a WWE superstar, that's what you're supposed to do. Your goal is to be WWE champion. Perhaps Dean Ambrose wasn't quite ready for that main event spot. But, you know, when you have such a force as the Shield backing you up, you know, Dean Ambrose, he got that, you know, he had his 5 seconds of fame, but ultimately, you know, he just flew a little too close to the sun, and his wings got burnt off, and now Dean Ambrose, honestly, he's hit rock bottom. I mean, Seth Rollins completely stabbing him in the back. I mean, it looked as though, okay, maybe Dean Ambrose, honestly, Seth Rollins, if he really thinks Dean Ambrose pushed himself to the top and really just tried to put the Shield down, if he really thinks Dean Ambrose was all about Ambrose in the beginning, that is a fair assumption to make. I can honestly, you know, I can understand Seth Rollins' point of view, but, you know, it seemed as though the Shield, they've been on good terms for months prior to Seth Rollins stabbing Ambrose in the back. I mean, this was after Dean had lost the WWE title. They still worked together. They still were able to work as a unit to take out Triple H, to take out The Rock, Stone Cold, Hulk Hogan, The Outsiders. I mean, the Wyatt family, the Shield, they had, for several months, it looked as though they were on the same page. Any sort of, you know, any sort of conflict that the three may have had amongst each other, it seemed to have dissipated. It was gone. But then, you know, Roman Reigns being drafted over to SmackDown, evidently that stirred up some of that old bad blood that Seth Rollins had brewing underneath his skin that he was just keeping hidden. Perhaps he was just trying to suppress it and was just wishful thinking that perhaps the Shield could work together and achieve unlimited success as a group. Not sure exactly what Seth Rollins' motivations were, but evidently, you know, it was all just an act, and he couldn't keep it. Evidently, he just got fed up with Dean Ambrose, and he stabbed him in the back in a tag team match prior to Payback, just a few days before Payback. And, well, Payback is certainly on the brain for Dean Ambrose. He wants his vengeance. He has a vendetta against Seth Rollins, and SummerSlam is just the stage, the platform for that vengeance to be, you know, Seth Rollins, he is going to feel the wrath of Dean Ambrose 1,000 times over for everything that Seth Rollins has done, that he's made Ambrose suffer through. And not only that, but Seth Rollins, also everything that he's done to the McMahon family to, you know, to attack Vince McMahon and hospitalize him along with the Shield. Seth, he wasn't innocent in that, granted, but still, I mean, and then also to just completely mock Triple H and claim that he was the one who took out Stephanie McMahon when that was a blatant lie. I mean, seriously, what kind of a madman is Seth Rollins? Well, tonight he's gonna punish. He's gonna, you know, the past several weeks he has been atoning for his sins, and tonight he's just, this is a hell of a punishment. Not only to go up against his arch nemesis Dean Ambrose, who tags into the match, but to go up against the United States Champion Cesaro here. Oh, well, look at this. Cesaro, he's swinging Seth Rollins around and around. And Dean Ambrose just jumping in there with a dropkick in the middle of the Cesaro swing. What a tag team move there from Cesaro and Dean Ambrose. And it's amazing that just like that, Ambrose and Cesaro are on the same page. They just clicked just like that. And, you know, that's a type of chemistry that, you know, honestly, I think Cesaro and Dean Ambrose, they both have similar goals at this point. I mean, both want to achieve success, both want to get to the top. Even if Dean Ambrose, you know, more recently has been distracted by this. I mean, he's been injured for quite some time. Oh, a super kick to the jaw by Seth Rollins. And Dean Ambrose, just like that, Seth Rollins on the offensive. As Ambrose now, well, it was Seth on the top rope. Ambrose back to his feet. Seth counters. And off the top rope, Seth Rollins drives the knees into the shoulders of Dean Ambrose. A beautiful move on the part of Seth Rollins, as Seth has taken quite a beating to kick off this matchup, but now it appears as though Seth, he's looking to isolate Dean Ambrose. He's looking to make Dean Ambrose pay as he powerbombs him into the turnbuckle. Seth Rollins looking to finish Ambrose off for good as he hooks the leg. 2, but no. Cesaro steps in to interfere, and he breaks up the pinfall attempt there. But Seth Rollins, though, you know, Seth, this is a good opportunity for him to try to catch his breath, try to regain his composure, just slow down the pace of this matchup, and go to work on Dean Ambrose. Just meticulously break him down, pick him apart. Or methodically, I should say. Oh, what a shoulder block by Ambrose. As Dean Ambrose takes down Seth Rollins. Rollins trying to push himself back to his feet. Although at this point, Seth Rollins, he might... If I'm Seth, get out of there, Seth. I mean, this is not a fight you can win. But Seth Rollins, he doesn't back down from a challenge. As, oh, what a double team move there. Cesaro and Dean Ambrose with like a wheelbarrow suplex. I don't even know what to call that, but Cesaro, oh, and just adding insult to injury. Cesaro, swing, baby. And Seth going around and around and around. Cesaro swinging Seth Rollins into oblivion. And now tags in Dean Ambrose. And Dean Ambrose, perhaps now, he's been given the loaded gun. It's time for Dean to do the deed. It's time to put Seth Rollins to bed. It's time to put him down. As Rollins trying to get back to his feet. He's just... You know, Seth Rollins, will like it or not, Seth Rollins, he doesn't go down without a fight. As now, Dean Ambrose... Oh, wait, Seth counters. Seth has some fight left in him yet. Oh, but Ambrose bounces back with a clothesline. And whatever fight Seth Rollins had left in him, that might have just shut it out for good. Oh, no, wait. Rollins rolls to the outside. Looking to catch his breath. You see Seth Rollins, he's throwing a fit. He's throwing a tantrum right now. He doesn't like this at all. This handicap match, everything that has just been thrown his way. Seth, it's finally boiling over. And Seth, is he going to get back in the ring here? Dean's inviting him in, but Seth, he's still throwing a fit. I don't think Seth knows what he wants to do. Is he going to get back in the ring? Well, it looks like that is not the case. Seth Rollins is on his way out here. And it looks like Cesaro and Dean Ambrose are going to pick up a victory via countout. Seth Rollins survives to fight another day. And it looks like we won't see this feud finally come to its conclusion until this Sunday at SummerSlam. Very smart move here, I'd have to say, by Seth Rollins. He was fighting a losing battle from the beginning. And, you know, in the end, you got to make sure that you make it to SummerSlam. If you're in Seth Rollins' shoes, competing in 2 matches, yeah, you got to be sure that you're going to be okay for SummerSlam. So Seth walking out tonight. He lives to fight another day. He gives up this battle, but he'll be sure to win the war. But that is going to be it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to stay tuned for the next couple of episodes that build up to SummerSlam. And of course, stay tuned for the pay-per-view itself, which will be a big one, perhaps the biggest in Universe Mode to date. But until that time comes, thank you all for watching, and as always, keep on YouTubing.